No company can legally exist without these two documents, Memorandum of Association and Articles of Association. Today let's understand what is Memorandum of Association and what are its clauses. The Memorandum of Association is a charter and a foundational document for a company incorporated under the Companies Act 2013. It shall contain 6 clauses. The very first clause is the name clause. It shall suggest and state the name of the company, and it shall end with either limited or private limited based on the nature of the company. The name must not be identical or misleadingly similar to an existing company or a trademark. Thus, in case of a public company, it will be ABC Limited, and if it is a private company, it will be ABC Private Limited. Now, the second clause is the Registered Office Clause. This registered office clause specifies the state in India where the company's registered office is located. It also determines the jurisdiction of the registrar of companies, that is the ROC. Next is one of the most important clause, that is the object clause. This clause defines the main objectives and purpose of the company. It also includes the main objects and the ancillary or the incidental objectives. Any act of the company that is beyond the scope of this particular clause will be considered invalid and ultra vires. Moving on to the next clause, that is liability clause. This states the liability of the members, basically the extent of liability of the members. It can be of three types. It can be limited by shares, it can be limited by guarantee, or even it can be unlimited liability. In most of the companies, the liability of the members will be limited to the unpaid amount of the shares. The capital clause in a memorandum of association shows how much capital the company can raise by issuing shares and how those shares are structured. Thus, the capital clause states the authorized share capital of the company, the division of that capital into shares of a fixed amount. Now, the sixth clause is the association clause. This is also known as the subscription clause. It generally shows who is forming the company and their consent to become members. Thus, it contains a declaration by subscribers, that is, the founders of the company, their intention to form a company, and their agreement to take shares. So far, we have discussed the 6 clauses of Memorandum of Association, that is, the name clause, registered office clause, object clause, liability clause, association clause, and capital clause. For detailed notes and lectures, do contact us. Thank you.